Hey, what is up, you guys? 𝗣𝗏. Almost 8,000 miles on a Mustang GT. I feel it's time for another drive, and I guess you could say a better review of how I feel about the car and the way it drives. Let's get going. Alright guys, so while I am getting out of the parking lot, let's go over the basics of this car again. This is a base model 2015 Mustang GT with the automatic transmission. Alright, so why the automatic transmission? I just wanted something that was more of a smooth ride. I do understand that just changed up the characteristics of it quite a bit. It feels more like a nice cruiser car than an actual sports car, but I am alright with that. Unfortunately, the automatic transmission can be a bit on the slow side. Anything less than half throttle will not give the response that you probably want. It does have, though, a nice little S mode. Now, the Sport S mode on this transmission, it basically will increase its throttle response, and it also locks out 6th gear. It locks out 6th gear to make sure that you're always in the upper RPMs when you want to start having fun. And also, it will downshift and keep the higher RPMs. For example, let me put it in right now. I am currently going 55, 1.5 RPMs. S mode, I'm now at 2.2 RPMs because it went up or down a gear, I'm sorry. And I'm still going the same speed, and the throttle response is different. Let's give it a little bit of gas just to show. The throttle is great. Let me switch it back to D for the rest of this. Now, how does it handle? It handles great. Now, most people will be getting the Mustang with the performance package, and that is alright. That one is just awesome. If you are going to buy a manual, I do recommend taking a double check on that one. It has a lot more suspension components that definitely give it a more sporty feel. However, since I wanted the automatic, I could not get the performance package option, unfortunately. It still does handle fine though. It still has most of that great Ford engineering that they have been working so hard on with this car. Remember, this is the Mustang generation that finally has the independent rear suspension. No more of that single live axle stuff in the back. It kind of helps me not, go out of control when I'm at the car meets doing my peel outs, so it helps keep the crowds a little bit safer. So that is always appreciated by Ford. Now for the appearance, it is worth noting that I have taken off the weak base model wheels and put on some nicer 20 by 9.5 Roush wheels. They are awesome. I get so many compliments on the wheels. The car itself also still looks great. This is 𝗏𝗏 metallic. It is worth noting they are phasing out this color for 2017, so you cannot buy this color off the showroom floor anymore. So if you didn't pick it up, I recommend trying to get one ASAP. They did stop it because they are bringing in some new colors, 2 blues and a white, if I remember correctly. The car's brakes are phenomenal on this car. It is worth mentioning that apparently the way this car was going, Ford was going to be putting these brakes on a performance package, but then they were able to get a deal going with Brembo, and that is why the performance package has the Brembo brakes. It does make you appreciate the brakes on this car because that just shows that you were going to get these on a performance package, meaning these are their top of the line brakes anyways, even if they are not the Brembos. However, it is worth noting that this is the base model. Now, being that this is the base model, you will not get a lot of the cooler creature comforts that the performance package or the premium package have. For example, those 2 packages have extra gauges on the top, whereas we just get the AC vents because we have the base model. However, I am alright with that. I don't find that the biggest problem. Also, the premium version has different drive mode switches. So for example, if you're in the snow, there's a little switch on the bottom that you can flick, and the switch will basically cut the throttle response a little bit, help you from not spinning out in the snow essentially. But I am able to survive just fine without those, so that's why I was alright with the base model. Of course, you'll also miss out on the leather seats, and let's be honest, does everyone really want leather seats? I didn't want leather seats. That was why I was also fine with the base model. I pretty much wanted my V8 as well as the transmission I wanted, so that's why I'm a happy camper about it. The power of this car is still phenomenal. 435 horsepower, 390 pounds of torque. Now at the wheels, this is about 380, 390 horsepower based on what I've read on the forums. It is more than sufficient for having fun. It is definitely more than sufficient for getting in trouble. This is a very smooth car. This is one of those cars where you floor it, and before you know it, you're already hitting 110, and it doesn't even feel like you broke 60. As I have mentioned before, I have put an X-pipe in this car. The reason being is that it was just way too quiet from the factory. Due to the worldwide market for this car, you know, Ford had to put that resonator in. That resonator did suck. So I am very glad that I was able to cut that out. Pretty decent price and put in an X-pipe. It definitely gives it more of a growl. Nothing that will actually turn heads and get the wrong kind of attention, but still sounds nice upon acceleration. And we hit this red light right here. When we hit a green, then I will go ahead and accelerate a little bit. Not so sure if you'll be able to catch it with the GoPro on top of the car, but let's see. I'm only shifting about 3 RPMs right now. Just getting an S mode for a little bit. So, do I have any complaints? Mainly just the size. You see, maybe it's just because I mainly own imports, but this car is a little bit on the longer side compared to other cars. The length is 188 inches. As a result, I do hit a few parking garages in the city of San Francisco where I have to do a 2-step maneuver if I want to do a straight turn in a parking garage. So it does get a little bit annoying. But it does feel solid though, due to that size. And at least it does have the power to go ahead and pull it along just fine. I mean, people often make fun of the Challengers for being a boat. At times this feels like a small one. But can't really complain though when you look at the rest of the package and everything else that you get with this car. The gas mileage is not the best. I average about 16 to 17 usually. I fill up every week. I do a mixture of city and freeway driving, but even when I used to do primarily freeway, due to the traffic, I was still probably only doing about 18 average. So it's not the best, but you don't buy an American V8 to save gas, so I don't really complain about that. If I were to change anything, it would be to put the performance package on the automatic transmission Mustangs, because then I would probably have been interested in purchasing that one. The only real thing that they could not put on the automatic if they wanted to do a performance package are the shorter gear ratios that are on the performance package due to the manual transmission, but that is alright. I'll gladly take the engine strut bar, the upgraded sway bars, and all the other fun stuff that is in that one. But instead, if you want the base model automatic, or even if you get the premium, then you're just going to have to buy everything separately and install it separately. This is an excellent cruiser. You know, like I said, the automatic transmission does make it a bit more cruiser friendly. I get so many compliments with this car, you would not believe. About every other week I go to a gas station and 1 or 2 people want to talk about it. I'm parked at work and people want to talk about it. There have been times where I just need to run to a store just to go pick up some milk, and then lo and behold, the 10-minute drive or 10-minute travel ends up being a 20-minute travel because people want to stop and talk. Not complaining though, is an awesome car, and it still looks great. I think this is one of those generations of Mustangs that people will fondly remember, same way they remember, you know, the 60s Mustangs. But only time will tell. While this is a base model, it still feels just fine on the turns. I have no real complaints about it. I am not going to be taking this car to the track as well, so that is probably also why I'm fine with the way it handles. But don't worry, if you don't want the performance package, you won't be buying, you know, just some super weak Mustang that can't even turn or anything, and will just further the stereotype. This car will still handle phenomenally for you. And that pretty much wraps up everything I have to say about the car. It's still an awesome car. The power is great, handling is great. Once again, the only real cons are the length. That really is the only thing I would really love to change about this car, but it is what it is. If you have any questions about the car, feel free to ask me. Doesn't matter if you just want to ask me if I select the car in a year from now, if you just want to ask me base model versus premium, whatever you want to ask, feel free to ask away. And as always, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate your views, and have a good day.